Good evening. My name is Chris of Innovative Enterprises. And tonight we're going to be doing another top 5 video. The topic is the top 5 facts of business ownership. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos in the past, you know I try to get in depth, I try to get detailed about a particular topic, and I give 5 reasons or facts or questions that people might have about that topic. Now, business ownership is something that many people yearn for. They talk about having their own business all the time, especially when they get tired of the boss or tired of the people that they work with, or they get tired of what they're doing, or they realize that they're really not making all that much money for the time and effort they put into it. And so they say, well, what if I put my own time and effort into something? Can I do better? And there are always reasons why a person doesn't move forward with a business. I'm not going to talk about that in detail tonight at all. I just want to talk about 5 realities about business ownership. Let's say it like that, okay? These are not in any particular order, so let's get started. Number 1, facts about business ownership. Now, to become independently wealthy, it is said that you need at least 7 forms of revenue coming into your household, your bank account, your pockets, at a certain point. Business ownership, of course, can make that easier to do. And let's say this real quick. Business ownership doesn't have to be that conglomerate business with a storefront and all this, You could be a barber. That's having a business. You could be, for the females, a stylist. That could be a business, right? You could be a personal trainer. That could be a business. You can paint houses. That could be a business. You can cut grass. That could be a business. You could work at Starbucks. But that's not a business though, right? You could be a server at a restaurant, right? To be independently wealthy, you have to have the element of working towards a purpose if you're working secularly, and then being able to own your own ability to earn income for yourself, right? There are a lot of business owners who work a 9-to-5 job. It's being done all the time. Of course, the purpose is eventually to not have to work the 9-to-5 anymore, right? And then to be able to own and operate your business to where you don't have to be the person doing everything all the time. Now, how fast that happens kind of depends on you and how hard you want to work, right? However, you're always going to be involved in your own business at one point or another. That's just what it is. Even the upper echelon people in the world know what's going on in their companies. Otherwise, they're not that smart, right? So when it comes to saying, okay, well, what can I do that I enjoy, right, that I think I can make money out of, that's something that you have to determine. But you have to definitely realize where if you want to get to the point where you're independently wealthy, you can make decisions about an item and not have to worry about it, not have to go back and be like, how am I going to make that money back that I spent? Or if you spend so much money here, do you have to, all that is taken out of the equation if you don't have to worry about it no more, right? Complaining about bills, that's kind of a big one, right? Don't have to do that when you're independently wealthy. And again, we're talking about business ownership to be able to get to that point, right? Because 7 forms of income is 7 forms of income. You definitely can't really do that on a 9-to-5, right? Number 2, having a licensed business allows you to do a couple of things, right? Remember I said the word licensed business. 1, take advantage of the tax benefits that are out there, right? Now we know this has been a really strange year in 2017 when it comes to that word taxes, but it is what it is. You can benefit from them even more now, at least that's what it said, than you could before. So are you going to do it? Are you finally going to say, you know what? I'm going to create a business so I can take advantage of the tax benefits. It's there to do that, right? You have to be owning and operating that business though, right? Because there is such a thing as an audit, right? But at the end of the day, to at least have that, to say that documentation to say well, because I do have this business that I've invested in and put together, now I'm able to write off certain things that before I couldn't. I would take this trip, spend the money on gas and all this kind of stuff, my cell phone bill, things of that nature. I couldn't write that off before. With the business, you could. That's a benefit, right? If think about it. Think about the money that you spend on certain items on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and wish that you could get that money back, right? Benefits of having a licensed business. You could get that money back all of a sudden. The other thing about having a licensed business, though, is to make money, right? So whatever it is, if you get a business license to go cut grass, you need to cut as much grass as you can so you can make the money, right? If you get a business license to open up your own accounting office or your own graphic design firm or whatever it is, you have to own it and then you have to operate it to be able to create revenue for yourself, right? That's the whole point, okay? The facts of being a business owner is to be able to benefit from being a business owner. If that's not the purpose, what are you doing, right? Number 3, the ability to start and stop your workday is the best thing ever. Being a business owner by default does mean you control your schedule. It's a lot of responsibility in that, of course, right? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Are you awake yet? Maybe, maybe not. If you're on your secular job, you've already gotten up, showered, ate breakfast. If you got the kids out and everything, and you're on the road by 7, 8 o'clock, depending on where you live, near your job, if you're a commuter, right? But what if you could arrange it to where I don't want to wake up until 9:30, right? I don't want to start my workday until 11 o'clock, right? That's possible if you are the owner-operator of your business, right? Again, it's a lot of responsibility in that, but at least you have that opportunity. Now, the other part of that is you can only control what you can control. So it's a matter of if you're not a business owner, how long will you let someone else control you? When can you go on break? When can you take a smoke break if you smoke? When can you go use the bathroom? There's a lot of companies where you really gotta let someone know that you're going to go use the bathroom. Did I already say lunch break? Yeah. When can I take a day off? When can I take vacation off? My wife is about to have a baby. I need to control what you can control. It gets real iffy when you're answering to somebody. And for all the people who always say they hate it, they don't like it, at a certain point, yes, they do, because if they've not made a decision to stop that, then what are they really doing? It's food for thought, but again, this particular video, I'm not going to really get into the reasons why a person wouldn't get into a business of any kind. They wouldn't start their own business. But these are just the facts of, if you are a business owner, what are you getting out of it? Okay, that's what this video is about today. So that's number 3, control what you can control. Number 4, everybody works, but some work with the plan to not have to work forever and being able to enjoy what they're doing, while others, they kind of enjoy working forever and hating what they do. Actions speak louder than words. If you're somewhere for a certain length of time in the same department doing the same task that you started that company with, you can't really say anything. You can't really be a complainer. You can't be that person with memes on the internet all the time about how much you hate your job. You can't do that because you're still in the same job. You're still in the same position. I've been in some companies where I've seen people literally, that was their goal. They're not going to know. They got the job, they ain't going nowhere else. And then people will say, well, Chris, what about stability? There's a good in that, and then there's a bad. It's called contentment. And yes, if you get the perfect situation where the job that you got is not going to fluctuate a whole heck of a lot, you're never going to be burdened with a whole lot of stress and everything, and you're always getting good raises, and the money that you're making is enough to take care of you, your family, pay all of your bills, cool. That's not most people though, is it? Is it? I mean, seriously. I mean, there's not too many positions out there to where you can just get it and just be good for 20 years anymore. That's not been true for a long time, actually. Okay? But what is your purpose in working? At a certain point, you got to kind of determine that. To say, do I enjoy what I'm doing? Am I making enough money? And where is the median? Now, I've always been saying is it's very hard to find something to where you enjoy what you're doing and you're making good money. It's usually one or the other. You're making good money, you hate what you're doing, or you like what you're doing but you're not making any money. It's very hard to get that median. Business ownership takes all that out of the equation. If you come across something that you feel that you're really good at, you're skilled at, and you feel you can make money out of it, get the business license and at least try, right? Because again, you're going to work. Everybody works. Even the people who are uber wealthy are still working. They're just not working as much. And they get to do what they want. And they get to do what they like. It's different at that point, right? So that's number 4. Now number 5, now here's the one that people will be like, what is he talking about? Number 5 is, in business ownership, nothing is a risk unless you were never planning to work from the very beginning. If you weren't planning to work, it is definitely a risk. It's a risk. You got the business license, boom. You got the name of you got the name of the company, got the business license, you got the logo, ready to go. But you weren't planning to do anything. You were hoping somebody else was going to do it for you. You had no intentions of finishing what you start. You're risking a lot at that point, right? That's no good. That is not how you do it. Okay? Business ownership is effort. You see what I'm saying? Nothing is guaranteed, but if you're not even willing to put in the effort, yes, that is going to be a failure. Business ownership is all about effort, right? It's not about smarts. Sometimes it's not about skill. It's not about any of those things. It's about effort. And if you weren't planning to work, I'm just being honest, you might as well not even think about it then, right? We're talking about, facts of business ownership. If you weren't trying to work your own business, you're going to fail, period. Now, I will use one example as far as a reason why people will say that it's not possible for them to have their own business. I will bring up one. Lack of money. That's what they all say. I want to start a business, but I don't have no money. I barely make money on my job. I got all these bills. I don't have any money. If you're watching this video, think about it like this. Think about someone who you know that has said they want to start a business, but they don't have any money. It could be you who has said that. Go back and look at 3 months of social media posts, okay? And look at the pictures and the videos of going to the movies, going on weekend road trips, going to the club, standing in line for Jordans, jewelry sales, new clothes, getting the good hair. How much money is spent in a calendar year on things that at the end of the day were not that big a deal? Add that up and then with a straight face say, I didn't have the money to start a business. Okay? I'm going to give you some numbers. And I really had to think about this. Okay? I put some stuff together. Buying a bottle of wine. There's people who buy a bottle of wine at least once a week. Average bottle of wine, $10, $12, $15, depending on the type of wine, could be more, right? Have you ever thought about how much that is in a year? I can tell you. It's about $780. There's people who buy about 2 cases of beer per week. Bud Light, Michelob, whatever, right? Wonder how much that is in a year? $2,200 in a year just on 2 cases of beer. Nothing else. It's crazy to me as I kept looking at just small little things to say, well, wait a minute. Paying this weekly, monthly, over a span of years, how much is crazy when you look at it like that, isn't it? You can't really say the money excuse. Nobody really can. If you're working a job and you're getting paychecks, that means you can save money. And it means you can not spend money on stuff that's really not important to getting you out of a situation where you can't control your schedule. You don't like what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? It always comes back to that, don't it? At a certain point, you got to be selfish about who you are and what you want to do and say, I don't need some of this stuff. I can not get that to where I can get better stuff later. That's where your mentality needs to change over at that point if you keep saying money is the issue. Because, again, just look at social media and it's like, wow, how many times are they going out of the country? Wow. Dang, how many Jordans can they buy in a year? Wow. I mean, they got the club every other weekend and they buying bottles and everything in the VIP section. Business license, insurance for your business, tools of the trade, marketing, advertising. Some people can afford rent to an office with some of this money, right? Do you want it or not? Facts about business ownership is about effort. It's about need. You see what I'm saying? To get out of a situation that you're currently not liking. Purpose of this video is to give a wake-up call, per se. Going into a new year, 2018 is right around the corner, literally now. And for those who might watch this, who feel that it applies to them, you're welcome. If you know somebody that this is applicable to, please share it with them, okay? This is my first video on my new camera. This is almost kind of like a test video. We're going to see if once it's finished, it gets online. We'll see. And if it does, please share the Instagram page that I just recently created for Innovative Enterprises on Instagram. Please visit www.innovativeenterprises.com on the internet. And that's only one E in the middle. Okay. And please start following those pages. I'm going to be putting up a lot more information as I catch up on time and everything like that. I'm going to do a radio show on this particular topic as well. So it'll give the audience a way to kind of chime in and ask questions or give comments and things of that nature as well. The top 5 series is one that I've been working on in my head for a while. And over the last year or so, I've been tweaking it and things of that nature. So 2018, you're definitely going to see more videos, hear more radio shows on my top 5 series as well. So hopefully this particular information will help a few. The top 5 facts about business ownership.